Hi, good afternoon. I am going to be talking about spirituality today. I had a few requests from a few friends asking for a beginner's guide to spirituality and self growth, so that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Um, I have been on my spiritual journey for quite some time now, and I've gained a lot of knowledge on it. Obviously, I'm not like the most amazing person to talk to about it. I'm sure there's other people out there who have a lot more knowledge, but I think I got some. I can help you. I can help you. So let's get started. Let's talk a bit first about what spirituality is. So obviously, when you're spiritual, you believe that there's something higher than humanity. That there's a higher God or a higher um, consciousness, a higher something. I wouldn't say we always are sure. I mean, I talk to a lot of my spiritual friends, and we're quite like believe in something, but we're not quite sure what it is. I wouldn't say it's a religion because again, there isn't a certain set of like rules. There's not a certain like a god or something that we pray to, but we pray to like the universe, um, our higher self, just higher beings. So I would say spirituality is more for the people who want to get in touch with their soul and their higher self and who are very into self growth and becoming a better version of themselves, basically. Oh, my hat's fallen down. Ignore that. Also, sorry about my voice. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. It's being a little funny. Also, look, I finally got a little microphone because in my last video you could not hear me at all because I went outside and did it outside. I was like, oh, let's do a cheeky talk in nature, and then I had to put subtitles on the whole video, and I was like, this video ain't going nowhere because that awful to be completely honest. Um, so yeah, got myself some microphones. Pretty excited about it. I feel really cool. That green flash is not it though, so I'm like, I could just turn it around. Oh wow, who would have known? Anyway, let's get started on a beginner's guide to spirituality and self growth. Okay, so I've wrote a bunch of things down, so I'm just gonna speak from it and then share. Yep, okay. So I'd recommend spend some time on your own with your thoughts and take away distractions. So one thing that I'm very grateful for is isolation. Last year, I felt really lonely and very isolated, and I felt like I didn't have a lot of friends. And I would sit, I'd go to uni, and then I'd come home. That's not normal. Let me have some water. You don't need to hear that. Okay, my voice is a little bit better now. I just needed to clear it. Right, back to what I was saying. I would spend a lot of time on my own, isolated, and I felt really lonely. And it got to the point where I was like, right, I'm gonna do something with this time because it was getting really boring and really lonely and sad. And I was like, right, I could be doing something with this time. I would use distractions such as drinking alcohol and partying, or dating boys, going out with boys, and then I would end up being in toxic relationships or relationships where I was being hurt because they were not meant for me and it's not what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be taking that time by myself to learn who I was, what I want in my life, etc., etc., rather than using distractions like, oh, okay, I'll go out with a group of friends who don't really like me, or oh, okay, I'll go and get with some random guy to fill the void, to fill the space. It's like seeking external validation when really what you should be doing is seeking internal validation. But also observe your thoughts. When you're sat on your own and you're just spend some time just to sit there and listen to your thoughts and observe them and think, it's interesting. Why am I thinking that? Why do I have these thoughts? Where could they have come from? What could have happened in my life, in my past, in my childhood? That means I now have these particular thoughts or a particular pattern of thoughts. For example, mine was like, I'm not good enough. I'm never gonna get what I want. I need to settle. I shouldn't have standards. I shouldn't, I, I don't know. And then as I took more time to like listen to my thoughts and understand them and think, but that's not actually me. I actually am worth something. I'm here. I'm worth something. But why are my thoughts telling me I'm not? Hmm, is it because of the abuse I endured in my childhood? Is it because of those toxic relationships and friendships I had where they made me feel like I was nothing? I think so. I think so. So, I would also recommend getting a journal. So, I've got three actually sat here with me, but over the last 5 months, I've gone through three journals. And honestly, like, I feel like I know myself, like, inwards and outwards, just every aspect of myself and my subconscious now, because I take the time to sit there and write my thoughts and my feelings and then kind of dissect it and think, why am I feeling this? Why am I having these thoughts? What could have happened in the past to make these thoughts come up? You know, what could have happened in the past to trigger these emotions that I feel? For example, I can't think of an example. I'll give you some examples, just not right now. Give me a chance, give me a chance. But also understand that thoughts come from your upbringing. They are conditioned in your brain from your childhood and how you grew up. And now, as you turn into an adult and you start to figure out the world for yourself and live on your own and build these adult relationships and get into the workplace and things like that, you will naturally be conditioned with these thoughts and these viewpoints and these beliefs that were surrounding you in your environment growing up. So it's like, if you have a certain belief system or certain thoughts or certain views that you no longer want to have, or they don't resonate with your soul anymore, you've got to sit there and you've got to think, where did these viewpoints and these thoughts and these beliefs, where did they come from? Who taught me these things? Who told me these things? What was my environment like growing up? Because once you start to figure all of that, you can then change your thoughts and your brain and the things that you think and feel. I mean, I was able to do it. So I think it was about 6 months ago, I was in a completely different place than I am today. I I was struggling a lot with self-worth and self-love, and I didn't see myself the way that I see myself now and the way that other people see me. I thought I was nothing and I had nothing good going for me, and you know, I just had a really bad view of myself. I thought I was the ugliest person ever and had to cover myself with makeup, and I didn't have good style, and this and that and this, all these horrible negative things. And then I was like, right, we're gonna do something about this because like this is gonna drive me insane. Like I might as well turn around and try and help myself. Nobody else was helping me, nobody else was looking after me or caring for me. So it got to the point where it was like, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you. And I think I would wait around for a little bit, waiting someone will come and save me. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to help you. You have to do it on your own, unfortunately. But it will be very empowering in the end. um, what was my point? Oh yeah. Oh my god. It's crazy how different like the views of myself was from about like 6, 7 months ago, especially a year ago. Like I didn't have the confidence I have today. I wasn't as happy as I am now. I didn't have the self-love or self-worth because I still felt the pain in my body from all the abuse and toxicity that I grew up with. Because I hadn't turned around and looked at myself and looked within and healed all of it. So it was all still lingering in my subconscious and manifesting in mental illness and depression and anxiety and, you know, safety wounds and scarcity mindsets and things like that. Um, then I took the time to learn who I am and learn why I feel these things and who I am at my soul's core, just sitting there and writing down, what do I actually want in my life? What are the things that I enjoy? What do I like and what are my dislikes? You know, like what aspects of myself do I really like about myself, and focus on those. You don't need to focus on the things you don't like right now. Let's focus more on the things I do like about myself. And then once I've got that sorted, the things that I don't like about myself, we can figure out how to change that. But it doesn't mean that you're a bad person or you're not worthy because there are things that you don't like about yourself. Like with love comes hatred. There's always a balance, a duality of both. I mean, look at the world. That's what I gotta say. But also, one thing that I had to learn was stop hanging out with people that don't like you and treat you badly. Stop hanging out with people who don't make you feel good. Who, when you come home, you sit there and you feel bad about yourself. You feel less worthy. You feel like shit. Stop hanging out with them. And I had to learn that the hard way till it got to the point of it was literally bringing my mental health down. And then it was like, right, I've got to turn my back and walk away. And actually, walking away gave me so much peace because I stopped the cycle of just allowing these horrible, toxic, and abusive people and narcissists into my life. I turned around and I said, no, I respect myself and I deserve better than this. I deserve people in my life who love me and care for me and, you know, treat me well and have emotional intelligence at this point. Um, I need people in my life like that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with turning your back on people that are not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated. It's actually going to bring you so much joy and so much peace and happiness because you then have the space now in your life for people who are going to treat you right to come in. You've now given the space for those people to. Okay. Also, spend some time doing what you enjoy. Even if it's something as silly, this isn't silly, but for some reason it was to me, like drawing and coloring. I spent a lot of time like, okay, if I'm gonna be on my own and getting rid of all these people who treat me like shit and make me feel awful, I'm gonna be on my own for a little bit until I find my people. I'm gonna be on my own for a little bit, and that's the price you pay for leveling up. That's the price you pay for growing. You're not always going to be around the same people. You're going to, as your vibration gets higher and higher and you start healing more and more and you become closer to your higher self and your soul, you're the people in your life who are not like that and who are never going to grow and who never are going to turn around and look at themselves and heal, they're not going to be in your life anymore because they're not going to be doing anything good for you except bringing you down and being envious of you and all that bad stuff. Because you're gonna have a lot more free time. You're gonna be on your own a lot. It's gonna feel lonely, but it's the price you pay for what comes after. I promise you, it's worthwhile. But spend some time doing what you enjoy, whether that's painting, writing, a certain sport, anything that calms you down and you do it and you feel peace. Because as soon as I stopped getting with toxic guys and thinking I need a boyfriend because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be by myself. But it got to the point where all of these people, the universe kept sending people into my life that were going to hurt me so that I could close out that chapter and go, nope, we're going to have to say goodbye to these people, sit down and be on my own for a little bit and learn why I'm attracted to all these types of people and what I can do going forward and how I can grow and how I can, you know, make it so that I'm having healthy relationships and people in my life who care about me and love me. So I spent a lot of time trying new things, and I found out that I'm a writer. I now am writing a book. I found out that I enjoy painting, and I started painting. I found out that I enjoy making jewelry. I had never done that before, and I am now opening my own jewelry business. And I also found out that I enjoy reading, and I found out that I already knew that I liked singing when I was younger, and I used to write songs. Um, because I had some time, I started a songwriting course, and I started writing my own songs and creating my own music. And I thought, wow, I'm getting so in touch with who I am. I had forgotten myself and ignored myself because I was so worried about other people, and I need to go out and be with friends and be out partying. I need to go and find a boyfriend, and then I was worrying so much about what was going on with that boyfriend, and that I forgot myself. And it's nice when you come back home to yourself and find yourself again. And I sat there and I wrote down, okay, what are my goals in life? And I now have goals that I strive for every day, and I'm so excited for my future, and I'm so happy to be alive. Every morning I wake up and I think, I'm so excited because I have all these amazing things that I have planned out to do in my life. I have all these goals and aspirations, and they feel so fulfilling to me and my soul. Okay. Also, treat yourself like you would treat a best friend. So I actually started doing that. I was like, okay, say less. And I did. Go buy myself flowers. I actually brought myself some cute flowers today, and I want to show you. I brought myself some flowers this morning because my old ones were like dying. But buy yourself flowers, buy yourself little gifts. Look after yourself, treat yourself well. When you see yourself being mean to yourself or saying something and looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I look so ugly, say, hey, say something to yourself that you would say to a best friend if they had just looked in a mirror and said that to themselves. Do it, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't want to and you think, no, I am the ugliest person ever. So do it. Do it. Because your brain doesn't know what's real and what's false. So if you keep telling yourself something over and over and over, like, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am loved, give it a good month and your brain is going to absolutely believe that. I did that. That's where affirmations come in. Affirmations do work. They do. I was so. I didn't believe it at first. I was like, yeah, whatever. Just like telling myself a few of these things is going to do anything. Oh, it did. It did. It worked wonders. I wrote on my mirror. I still have it written up there. I wrote on my mirror in my bathroom, I am worthy. My past doesn't define me. I am loved. And every single day I would look in the mirror and I'd read it. And then all of a sudden, a month later, I started to believe it. And I had a lot more love for myself and appreciation for myself. And I was proud of myself. And then I carried on and I carried on. And a good 6 months later, after I carried on doing that every single day and telling myself all of these things, all of these lovely things, and there I am, sat there, feeling all this love for myself and feeling beautiful and that I'm worthy and that I'm loved and that, feeling proud of myself for the things that I went through in my past and that I am who I am today. It works, y'all. It works. Anyways, another thing, feel. Let yourself feel. Let yourself sit there and cry. Don't ignore it. Don't say, no, we're not crying today. We're not crying today. And then pretend that you don't want to cry. It's so healthy to feel your emotions, especially the negative ones. If you don't want to feel it, I get it. I get it. Who wants to sit there feeling heartbroken and crying? It's not nice, but it's essential. Because if you don't do it and you ignore it, guess where it is? It's stored in your subconscious and it will manifest in other ways, such as depression. That's what happened to me. In the summer, start of the summer, had a really big depression episode where I was depressed for a few months really badly, and it was because I ignored all of the negative feelings. I would just ignore it and go, no, I'm gonna distract myself by going out and partying and drinking, and you know, let's go and meet up with a guy and go on a date or something like that. Let's distract myself. But actually, distracting yourself is not a good idea, because guess what? It will catch up to you in some way, shape, or form. Later on, it's going to hit you even harder than if you just felt the emotions then and there. Like, I'm telling you, let yourself sit there, put on some sad music. Yeah, put on some sad music, sit there and cry and feel your emotions. It's a beautiful thing to feel your emotions. And I know it's not always the nicest. You don't always want to sit there sulking and feeling sad, but guess what? It's essential. It's essential. You ruminate for a little bit, you feel your emotions, you feel sad, you feel sorry for yourself, you cry, and then the next morning you wake up and you move on. It's how it works. It's good. I'm telling you, it's good. Anyways, I haven't got anything more to read off of this, but I would so recommend journaling. It doesn't work for everybody, but I'd say create. Create. If you are creative, not everybody is the creative type, but I definitely am. So when I was struggling, I would, okay, let's create a painting, an art piece out of what the negative that I'm feeling right now. Like when I had a panic attack once, I sat there and I said, right, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to paint all of the things that I can hear during this panic attack, all of the horrible thoughts that I can hear right now that are scaring me. I'm going to paint them. Or I'm really depressed right now. I'm going to sit and I'm going to write a song about it. I'm going to write what I'm feeling. Or I'm going to sit here and I'm going to write a letter to my past self or my future self or to a god or a deity or to a higher being, anything, or to no one about how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. It's such a good thing to get your feelings out of your system. It's so good to get them out, whether that's by speaking it, saying it, that's the same thing. By speaking it, singing it, writing it, anything. It's essential that you get them out, because the more you keep it in and in and in and in, it goes deeper and deeper into your subconscious, and that's when it manifests as behaviors and thoughts and mental illness. So definitely a good idea then. So obviously this is my beginner's guide of like information on how you can kind of get started and what to do at the moment. I know it's kind of vague, but honestly, listen to that and do it. I promise you, because I remember watching videos and listening to people and doing a lot of research when I was struggling, and I was like, right, I need to get into this, But not just that. I noticed when I was in year 7, year 8, I was in a toxic relationship, and I'll be completely honest, I was toxic too. And I remember I felt like I needed to be in control. I felt jealous. I felt all of these horrible things. But I have a lot of self awareness. So I turn around and I thought, who is that? That's not me. Like, I don't want to be displaying these behaviors. I don't want to be treating people like that, because that's not fair. That's not nice. They don't deserve that. The same way I don't deserve that. So I took the time to figure out why do I feel like this? Why do I feel these feelings? Why do I have these thoughts? Why am I showing these behaviors? And I learned that, I grew up in toxicity. I grew up with narcissists. I grew up with abusers. So it makes sense, that I would kind of feel some of these things. But luckily for me, I got on it quite quickly, and I was like, that ain't happening to me. I ain't gonna do that. But I feel like it's one or two paths you can go down. Either you go down the path of, you know, this happened to me, so now I'm like that, or this happened to me, so I will never treat anybody like that ever again. Ever again? or like this happened to me, so I will not treat people like that because I know how it feels and how hurtful it is and how it made me feel and how, it led me to dark places. You know, one or two paths. So I guess that's where spirituality comes in and self growth. When you're either at rock bottom or you are not okay with some of your behaviors or okay with how you treat people or not okay with how others are treating you, you kind of take a step back and you kind of sit down with yourself and you go, okay, what's next? What can we do about this? How can how can I help myself in this situation? How can I make sure that I'm aligned with the right people and people who feel the same way that I do and who are going to be healthy and understand their emotions and who are going to grow as well. And, I don't know if I'm just chatting at this point. I feel like I've been talking for a while. But to end this video, I want to talk about the results that I actually got hit with at the end of the summer that made all of this worthwhile. So, obviously, I spent a lot of time, a good year and a half, almost 2 years, just isolated on my own, feeling really lonely, really stuck, really like, you know, I don't fit in the world. I don't fit in anywhere. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants me around. Obviously, that wasn't the truth at all. I feel like it was a gift from the universe to say, hey, you have some time right now to be on your own for a while, and you you ain't got nowhere to be. You ain't got no one in the way of that. You have that. You have this time to sit with yourself, learn yourself to your core, learn your behaviors, change your behaviors, you know, and learn how to love yourself, learn how to be confident, learn how to get rid of all the triggers and traumas that you had growing up. Um, you have time to do that, so do it. And I said, okay, guess that's what we're doing. And so I did, and I would spend every single night sat there journaling, researching, listening to, even watching YouTubers talk about all of this stuff, learning about, my traumas. And I do psychology at university as well, which really helps. Um, and I took the time to learn and gain all of this knowledge and wisdom and change my thoughts and love myself and feel confident and stop having the anxiety and the fear that I had and the paranoia and the mental illness I struggled with and dissociation and all of it. I managed to heal it all by myself. And it's amazing. So, the end of summer, I can't remember the exact month, but one morning I woke up and I felt so light, so free, so peaceful. And I thought, what is happening? And I stood up and I was like, I can't feel any pain in my body anymore. And I just burst out crying with joy. And for the whole month after that, every single day I would cry of happiness because I felt like I had healed. I no longer felt heartbroken. I no longer felt pain. I no longer felt traumatized. I no longer had anxiety. I no longer had depression. And since that day, it's been about 5 months now, so I can't remember the exact timing of it all. Since that day, I haven't had an ounce of depression or an ounce of paranoia or crazy anxiety since that day. And I got off my antidepressants, haven't been on them since that day. And I am the happiest I've ever been. Mentally so well. And trust me, I've still carried on. Who's like laughing so much outside? Confirmation. Anyways, I'm telling you guys, I will remember this day for the rest of my life where I just woke up and I felt so peaceful. And the pain and the trauma that I just carried around every single day that I lived because I, went through a lot of trauma as a child was gone. The work that I put into myself paid off big time. and I woke up a new person, and that day has forever changed my life. And I'm gonna share this forever and help people be able to do the exact same thing. Because it's crazy, yo, it's crazy. I still think about it and I'm like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. There is. Believe a magic can happen, because it can. That was kind of did the like Debbie Ryan face. Oh, stop it. Okay. Anyways, um, I think I'm gonna end this video now. But if there's any more information that I've missed out, or anybody who wants to know, then let me know, of course. I still have a lot more to say. I could sit here for hours and hours and hours, I could sit here for years, and speak about all of this type of stuff. I have a lot more knowledge and wisdom to share and to give. Um, that's all I got for now. But it was nice speaking to you. Thank you for your time. Bye.